everyone, it's DeAnna from DeAnna Scraps. I am here to share a process video for the Crafty Maven Getaway channel. This video is for Scraplift Saturday and I am teamed up with Marianne Barone and we are scraplifting this layout that you see right here. It's by Megan Clar and I hope I don't pronounce that incorrectly, but we're both using that page to scraplift. At the beginning of the video, you saw the inspiration piece, which had a lot of navy blue, sort of a peach color or a coral color, and some craft color, and a lot of white. And so I decided to go ahead and use the Jen Hadfield Pebbles DIY Home Collection. I used a couple pieces of paper out of that, and also a navy blue sheet from Crepe Paper. I'm showing here I decided to test out or use my stamp and die that I received from Kelly, or that I purchased from Kelly Perky, and it's a 2016 stamp and die. And it works perfect because this layout is going to be about my niece and how she turned 16 in 2016. When I started the video, I didn't have a lot of plans, so where I would normally not cut out the middle of this navy paper, I decided to because I figured that I would want some of the navy on the rest of the layout. I'm adding the photo, and obviously this photo I turned black and white, and I did that based on the inspiration from the layout that we're scraplifting. When I put the photo on top of that white paper, I had remembered that I sort of wanted to do a matte in white. So I'm going to go ahead and just do a second matte and do that in white. It just kind of helps the black and white photo stand out a little bit more. I am going to use a large white cardstock for one of the layers of the background. The navy blue will be the very bottom layer, and then on top of that will be white. And for the middle section, I'm going to use that wood grain paper that has sort of like a craft color. So I'm just putting all that together. I'm going to tape down this background. I did decide with the sketch, I turned things around a little bit, not everything, but instead of having a vertical where the embellishments are going vertical, I went ahead and went horizontal with it, and you'll see that as the layout progresses. Right here you can't see it, but I was checking to see if each side was even. It just didn't seem like it was when I first put it down. I'm using my Stampin' Up! Heart Punch. I love this punch. I'm really sad that it's no longer available, or where you can find it, it's very expensive. Because there's a lot of people that really like that punch. I was lucky to get it at the very end. They were like clearancing it out. And I had no idea. Like, I just happened to be doing an order from Stampin' Up!, which I don't normally do, but for whatever reason, I was out there ordering and I saw that on clearance and I was like, oh, I'm going to grab that punch, and didn't realize how much people liked it, and now it's no longer available. I'm just showing you here. I'm going to outline those hearts, and I do even outline the blue ones, even though I thought that the navy blue ones stood out on their own. I just felt for consistency that I would outline all of the hearts. Sticking down the photo where I think that it should go, and I'm just kind of playing with those hearts to see where the placement will be best. I do know that part of my title is going to hang over the photo, and I'm taking that from the layout that we're scraplifting. So I don't end up putting down the hearts until I have an idea of where the title is going to go. So here's the title. It's going to say Sweet 16. This is my niece Allie. She turned 16 this year, if you didn't guess that already. And here's where I'll have a better idea of where those hearts can be, because the 16 is down there. Just sticking those hearts down. I know that 2016, I want it to be somewhere down there in the right hand corner. I'm not exactly sure yet where. but I've been keeping that down there just to remind myself that that's where I want it to go. I'm also pretty convinced that my journaling will be down in that section too. I liked in the layout that we scrap lifted, I loved how the journaling went down the side, but I don't know, for some reason I felt like I needed to have the grid on my design in order to do that. And I know that I don't need to, but because I had kind of flipped the layout, that I had flipped the sketch a little bit when I was doing my layout, it just didn't, I needed to have it towards the bottom. So here it looks like I needed a few more hearts. And just outlining those. I don't end up using all the ones that I'm punching now. I'm just trying to get the right color. I just wanted a little bit darker heart on that side of that peach or coral color. And then I'm going to also use this, excuse me, that paper for doing the strips at the top and the bottom. And I wasn't sure if I was going to overlap it with the blue, if I wanted to outline it, but I just decided to go ahead and outline it, and I'm going to continue with the theme of not overlapping onto the blue. So there's just a solid blue border around the entire layout. I was even debating whether or not to bring those papers in, but then I looked at the sketch, or that not the sketch, but the page that we're scrap lifting, and I was like, nope, those are on the edge more, so I decided to leave them there, and I like them there better. So here's what I'm showing. That was a really quick, I thought I had been recording, but I wasn't. I did some lines with pencil and a ruler, and just went ahead and did my journaling, and I just tacked that 2016 down in the middle so that I could journal around it and I would know where the spacing was. And then once the journaling was done, I was able to go ahead and completely stick the whole thing down. I love these Tim Holtz Ideology. I think they're called, they're called Small Talk. They are my favorite. They're my favorite word stickers. They have lots of really neat sayings on them. The ones that I use say, always be on the lookout for the presence of wonder, make a wish, choose to shine, and the top one says, life was meant for a great adventure. So I'm using that, and I there is some of that on the layout that we are scrap lifting. And then I'm also going to do some stamping on this layout. I felt like I needed a little bit more to kind of surround the photo. And so I'm going to do a few stamps here. The one at the bottom says, so very wonderful. And that is an Allie Edwards stamp. I think all of these are Allie Edwards stamps. Yes, they are. And then this one I'm going to use, this stamp is called It's Okay. And I'm going to use, I think it says moments plus minutes. Yep. I'm going to stamp that on the side. And then I'm going to do one more stamping up towards the top of the picture next to the word sweet. And it's going to be two stamps that I put on top of each other. The first one says celebrate this life, and the second one says remember this moment. And that just kind of helps to wrap around the photo and not have any awkward spaces. And then for some dimension, I'm going to go ahead and use some enamel dots. I did pull out white, kind of a navy blue, and the best color I could find to match with that coral. It's a little more orangey than the paper, but I think it works fine. Just getting those enamel dots down. And once that is done, that is the end of the layout. There are some still shots at the end. I really hope that you enjoyed this layout and that you're enjoying the Crafty Maven Getaway channel. I know that I really enjoy being a part of the group, so really appreciate everybody's support and all of the work that is put into it by Hannah. So thanks everyone for watching, and I will catch you next time.